Good morning, traders. It looks like it's earnings bonanza. It's going out. There's earnings everywhere. But where are the stocks going? That's what we need to find out. It's time for live trading. I'm ready to get after it. The question is, are you? Let's get after it.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, team, let's get it started. Apologize if you got transferred to the wrong stream. I think I might have clicked the wrong one this morning. It looks like I wanted to get you guys over to stock market movers early, but you guys still made it somehow. So that shows me that you guys know where we're on right here on Benzinga. All right, in a second, I'll be bringing on the guys here. Looks like they're getting ready, so don't worry about that. Just getting ready for the show here. And we'll take a look at the SPY, of course. The SPY is up right now, but will it hold? It seems to me like we should be down further, but we are holding on right now. Of course, the earnings coming in, not in the good sense here for the bigger stocks, but we'll see if this starts turning around here. It seems to me like we're right now just hanging on. I think that we could even get a kind of bull trap out the open and then eventually just get flushed down through that 378. I don't expect to end the day green, but I do maybe am going to give myself room for it to start green and then go red. So we'll keep watch to see what happens on the SPY. Will Microsoft cut through the lows? Will Google cut through the lows? I feel they eventually still do. They break down, and that's what will really drag us down. Of course, also keep watch on Apple. Talked about this 150, important level for me. I'll keep watch to see what happens there at the 150 and to see if you start getting the takedown back towards the 145. If it could hold 150 for a day or two, then maybe we could still get that uplift. But right now, I do feel like we're extended away from the 9 EMA. And I think we're going to go back closer towards that. That's 146.96. Watch for Tesla. Tesla's been into the green the last 2 days. If it takes out 215 or 216 on the downside, we could start heading down. I think we eventually start breaking down here in Tesla, and you're heading towards 206, 204. We'll see what happens today. Definitely, I think 210's in reach. We'll see if these stocks start breaking down. All right, I'm going to get done with that. It looks like these guys are finally ready. Let me see. You ready, guys? You guys awake? Did the alarm ring? The alarm rang today?
I am alive, awake, alert, and enthusiastic, my man. Let's get this going.
Well, one guy I don't have to worry about waking up or hitting that alarm is my man, Ryan. What's going on? You know that one wasn't for you, Ryan. You know I don't call you out on the alarm.
Sorry, I was late. I was checking the redirect.
There's only one snoozer.
Damn, right? Hey, high five on that one.
Yeah, I'm coming out.
That was
coming
solid.
out guns blazing.
That was
today.
solid.
Guns blazing.
Guns. Where's the guns? Show them guns, man. I see you lifting in the background. Look at Ryan's background. You guys don't get to see this often because the chair is in the way. But look at my boy.
There you go.
That boy be doing the little bench in between.
Where are the glasses? I'll get the glasses.
Got to
He
keep
kills
the
the
body.
stock and then hits a PR. You know,
Got to keep the body and the mind strong in order to.
I
Amen
love it.
to that.
Love it. Flexing with Benzinga, the only way we know how. Let's get after this market and see what you guys are seeing. Do you think we could end the day green? What do you guys think? These earnings reports.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely shook things up.
The way that Google is kind of responding here to the market, right? And then, of course, we'll see how Apple, if it breaks that 150, which is the first trade I'm going to talk about, we'll see. Thankfully, you know, I don't really make predictions like that, but we'll see what the action gives us, and hopefully we can end up on the green side of things. The main trade that I have going on that isn't active, but if the orders are out to go ahead and buy, is on Apple at the 150. So you can see the 150.02, 150.03, 150.07, and my take profits are here about 20 cents out, 45 cents out, 50 cents out, and of course stop losses are below as well. So that's what I'm looking to do. I've already got my scalps out there. I've already got a game plan. And the reason I did this is because I was very irritated yesterday when Microsoft hit that 250 level, and I just wasn't prepared to go short at the 250 level, and I absolutely went ahead and missed it. You saw me on Twitch last night. Wait, how'd you? Oh, you watched 2K? That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You got some fans, my friend.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for the love. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, dude. Calling 2K was. I almost got in trouble because I said some wild stuff, but we were okay. No,
Now,
no
it's just
sponsors.
like-
what?
it's just like here,
Zunaid,
then.
you
There's
said
no
some
difference.
wild stuff? No, that could never be. What?
It was, yeah, it was, I was a little scared, but it was okay. No sponsors hit me up, so we're good. That's always a good
That's
thing. When
what
your boss
matters,
doesn't
right?
call you. Yeah.
Making money, not losing it, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. But yeah, that's why I was annoyed. Is because I missed a 250 reject on Microsoft, so I don't want to miss the opportunity to the upside on Apple. So that's what I've got. Again, trades right here, 150 bounce, looking to get 50 cents to the upside, looking to get a stop loss of about 25 cents to the downside. That's the game plan that I'm going with on Apple, ticker AAPL. Let's move on now to Tesla. If it breaks this 218 area, let's go. This is what I'm going to go ahead and draw. If it goes ahead and breaks this 218 area to the downside, if I can just doggone get my, there you go, whatever. I will look to go short simply because you can go ahead and see that 218 here ended up being support. So I'm expecting it to possibly be support here as well. But if it isn't, I would go ahead and go short. And of course, you can see it's a pre-market high. I'm not quite sure what this wick is, but since that's a wick, I'm not looking at it. And that's what we're going to do with that. $60. If AMD goes ahead, let me just make sure I've got that right. I think it's $60. That was, yeah, $60 because that was an area of resistance. And you can see how it kind of broke out, tested it, came back up, tested it, held the support, and it continued its march higher, right? So with that being said, I am now going to go short if it goes ahead and cracks below $60, right? So if it goes below $60, I am going to go ahead and see if we can get the movement down to the 59s because you can see that's where you had resistance again. So my first, realistically, depending on what size I take, my first target would be the 50s, but then my second target would be the 59s. Something that I do need to do is just put on a trade and then go for a walk because, man, I just overmanage trades too much, and I just need to set myself stop losses, this, that, the other, and just walk on up out of there. So that's the game plan that we are going to go with. NVIDIA here, don't really have any levels I like on NVIDIA. If it gets to 133, you can look at the rejection there one more time if you'd like. We will absolutely go ahead and check AA. Just give me a moment here. On Google, man, I so wish that this would go ahead and test $100 because I would 100% go ahead and short Google, but I do not know if it's going to approach that. But what I do know is that if it goes ahead and cracks this 97 area, which I'm going to actually move a little bit lower, there we go. We should see a little bit more of a downside movement to the 96s and may very well be to the 95s. You can see it's held a support here in the after hours, held a support here in the pre-market, held a support after hours on October 20th. So if that goes ahead and cracks on the 5-minute, we're going to get cracking with some puts to the downside. Baba got a chance to go ahead and play this one yesterday a couple of times. You can see I went short, covered here. Went short yesterday morning with you guys, covered here. But good old mighty, we went ahead and missed a big chunk to the downside. This time, though, 62 is what the area that I'm looking at because you can see it was resistance here, popped above, retested, went to the highs. And, of course, it cracked yesterday. But then you can see after hours, that's kind of where it held that support. So we'll see what the action gives us on BABA. That's what I've got. UPS. This is a trade that I'm kind of bummed about because we talked yesterday about the level of 170. You see that right there. And it bounced for 170 twice and gave you a buck. Then when it cracked below, it came back and tested that support, which acted then as resistance, and it came to the downside. So, I really got to do better. I think maybe just focusing on like 3 stocks, right? Because sometimes I'm like, oh, look at this. Like, oh, squirrel, and then I end up trading and then my mind's everywhere. And then I miss the really good ones. And then I miss the opportunities to make money, and then I end up losing money on the setups that aren't the greatest. Let's go ahead and talk about Netflix here. Then I promise we'll get to AA. You can see how I wanted to go ahead and short Netflix around 300. Unfortunately, it only made its way to 297. Man, I got chopped up and screwed on Netflix here around VWAP. You can see so many times. These are all long wicks, by the way. And unfortunately, I had to cover for losses. This was sad. But thankfully, it never went afterwards, so I didn't miss anything. But I definitely was getting chopped up and screwed on Netflix. Now, as promised, let's go ahead and check out AA. Alcoa. I'm not really familiar with this, but it looks like the $42 that was resistance has been cracked, right? Cracked yesterday as well. I would look for a retest of 42. However, if it goes down to, let's say, 41.74, I would go ahead and get out. And then you can possibly take a look and see if the 43s are in line for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hourly so we can zoom out a little bit. And yeah, it definitely has a little bit of room to the upside. But just keep in mind that you do have a dividend date coming up on October 31st. It should not impact you. But again, I don't really know if the changes in the behaviors of dividends and how they occur. It looks like the earnings are well behind you as well. It was earlier this month, but that's the way that I would play it. Wait for a retest of 42 because the closer you get it there, the better risk reward you'll have. And then if it cracks below and gets to 41, what did I say? Like 41 74s, give or take. That way you can try to get 2-1 on your ratio. That's the way that we'll go ahead and do it. And then on the SPY, here's where I've got looking to the upside. If we go ahead and crack above the 383.24 area, I think we can go ahead and revisit the 385. And then if not, to the downside, this 380 level, we talked about how often that ended up being support. You can see right there was resistance, then it's support, then it finally blasted through. But if it goes ahead and comes back down, I expect it to bounce. But if it then goes ahead and cracks, we can absolutely go ahead and go short on the SPY. And that is what I've got, my man. Told you. Oh, and sorry, real quick, I forgot. Make sure that you guys check out the webinar that we're going to have with Humble Trader today. And if you guys could help us out and do two things, there's the Twitter tweet, if you will, that we put out. So make sure if you guys can engage with it, like it, comment on it, whatever the case may be. And then there's also a YouTube link that we would love for you guys to go ahead and set a notify me, a reminder. Pull out your phone right now, set an alarm for 1:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so you can join us for the webinar because we worked very hard. Shay's a very busy woman, so we want to make sure that we can go ahead and show her some love. But that's all I got. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm super excited for this webinar. It's going to be a collage of how to use Pro to trade. We're going to be talking strategies and indicators and the actual usage of Pro. So definitely tune in for that. First things first here. Good morning, Becca. I see that you are the first person to wish the 8-ball a good morning. So the 8-ball wishes you a good morning back. There's no good morning on the actual thing inside, but trust me, it said good morning. So good morning to everybody out there. I want to cover a couple of things here first. And first is going to be Boeing. They reported earnings today. They took a huge loss on the EPS, but that's basically because they're taking a loss for the future, and they're taking it on this earnings report. Free cash flow higher than expected. You can see the reaction here in Boeing is really what's got me interested. The first initial move, because of the shock of the red number, sent the stock down. It immediately got bought back, actually went green, and now we're kind of hanging out right below this 146. So as for a potential trade plan, and we'll look at this with calls here today, you could scalp the stock as well, but we can look at options here. The plan is that if this makes a move through 146 and 147, I suspect that 150 is on deck for a test. So if you wanted to try and take this trade on a cross through 146, you'd actually have about 4 points. If you want to confirm that with the 147 cross, you'd have about 3 points of potential profit there if we do in fact go to that 150 level. I want to see how Boeing trades, so I'm not necessarily going to take this right out of the open, but I want to watch this 146 and 147 level just to see how this ends up trading today. Again, it seems to me that the loss they took is good planning. And it seems like the free cash flow here is much higher than anticipated. So we'll see how Boeing trades today. There's another question here in the chat that I will address from Olivia. Olivia is saying, thoughts on trading Lulu? It's been showing a lot of strength. So first of all, this stock has been a darling recently. If we take a look at the daily chart, we can actually see how high this went. We're down from what, like 485. We're kind of in this range here. Here's my problem with Lulu. For a long-term trade, I'm just not sure what this is worth. I suspect that this is still probably overpriced. Now, as far as what Olivia is saying about it showing strength, it sure has, especially recently. We're really kind of breaking out of this range here. We did a good job holding a higher low as compared to the lows back from May here. So maybe this is trying to find its footing. For a long-term approach, I'm not ready to take a long here on Lulu. I think that the market is going to bottom out in 2023. That's when I would be looking for this. However, recently, yes, this has been strong. So just looking at some of these levels here, if this strength is maintained, I think a possible test of 328 here is on deck. Maybe we find some more resistance here at 322. Looks like we kind of stopped at about 321 on this push up. So Lulu, we'll see here. One of the other things I will say about Lulu is that this stock, kind of similar to Tesla, seems to have a cult following with its products. They've actually, I actually didn't know this until recently, but they actually make men's products as well. And some of my teammates absolutely rave about these products. So it'll be interesting to see if they can continue to grow by getting more and more men to buy products as well. Full disclosure, I have ordered my first pair of pants. I will say I'm incredibly disappointed with the shipping that Lulu has. As far as I'm aware, that package is still sitting in Ohio, and I ordered it a week ago. So pretty disappointed with the shipping from the store, but that's not a comment on the product itself. The product itself has a huge backing here. So just a little anecdote there. Again, as far as the trade goes here, I do think we could probably trade up to 328 if the strength is maintained. But again, let's see. We're already a little bit extended. I wouldn't be surprised if this pulled back to a support area. Some of those areas that I'd be looking at might be 310, 311, maybe even 308 if we can get down that low. So I'm not ready to take an investment in Lulu, but trading it, this definitely provides some good trading opportunities. And then let me check the option chain. The current month option chain, fairly liquid. You probably won't be able to take big positions. The contracts are quite expensive, but they are fairly liquid, and the spread really is only about 50 cents at the money contract. So not terrible here. Definitely possible. All right. Oh, the comments. Yeah, Lulu products are great quality. Lulu making butts look great again. Long on yoga pants. Okay, so this is exactly what I mean about having a great following here. They do make a really good product, so we'll see. This is a good one. We actually don't talk about Lulu a whole lot on this show. Cool to get it involved here. Now, as far as some of the stocks that we're taking a look at, I really only have two small caps on the movers tool here, and one of them looks like it's already kind of dead in the water. First one here is going to be RNAS. This is Transcode Therapeutics. This actually making a move here. We do have a catalyst. Transcode shares are trading higher after the company reported pre-clinical results with its lead candidate, TTX-MC138, in pancreatic adenocarcinoma. Okay, I got that one. Just took me a sec. So we're gapping up here pretty good. We're making a nice little chart formation. As far as trading this, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to trade breaks, right? The environment for trading a high a day break or a range break just hasn't been there. Like they like to pull the stock back. So ideally, if we can hang right around 145 and start making a move up, maybe we can get some juice as we cross 155. But ideally, I'd like to actually have this come into 140 and find some footing, and then maybe buy the curl. We might be able to get some more profit by doing that. We're going to need to pay close attention to the volume, because if the volume dries up here, I wouldn't be surprised if this stock pulled back. Next one here is going to be Epix, and this is EPIX. Epix, this is a pharma company, ESSA Pharma. Taking a look here at the news pane, see that they released updated results from the phase 1/2 study of its lead candidate, annual prostate cancer foundation scientific retreat. So this has to do with prostate cancer. Stock here is up pretty good this morning. We actually have a pretty crazy range. So this is one here that I definitely need to see settle down. When I first started charting this had actually retraced almost 66%, almost 2/3 of the move. Now it's starting to move here again, which is great. Let me go ahead and add another line here where this stock changed direction, 213. So I think we want to watch the 210 to 213 level. Again, this one definitely need to wait for this to settle. If this just runs right out the gate, I'm okay with missing it. This thing's pretty all over the place. So we're going to watch these two. That's really all I got as far as the small caps. Otherwise, I think it's probably prudent to take a look at the actual earnings slate here today. This entire week is going to be full of huge earnings. I wouldn't be surprised, Zunaid, much like we talked about yesterday, watching some of those calls for Google and Visa, should probably do the same thing today for Meta. They're going to report after hours here today. Same with Teladoc and Ford. Those are likely your biggest ones. I guess you could throw O'Reilly in there. I'd be interested to hear what they have to say about the supply chain issues. So that's about all I got for you. Anything else? Is anything else that you folks see out there?
Yeah, let us know. And while they can, what's up? You got one?
Well, no, you flipped your screen to Google and I just saw this big red knife accelerate.
Yep. And that's what I wanted to talk about. But real quick, I'm going to talk about position that I'm currently in. I am short AMD. I talked about breaking the $60 and I'd go ahead and go short. So I am short AMD. We'll see if it wants to go ahead and test the 60 again in the actual session that starts in a couple of minutes. But for now, I am short AMD. My fill on AMD is 59.82. I'm going to look to take profits. I'm going to hang out. I probably will get screwed, though. For now, the goal is to take profits at 59.10 or so. But let's go ahead and take a look at Google since we've got about less than 2 minutes here. And Mitch, if you have any stocks, it's all you, buddy. But I did go ahead and crack the this area here of 97 is where we had our alert set. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all right there. So we'll see how Google wants to behave. But for now, I'm not going to take it since I'm already in AMD, and that's a 50-cent drop already on Google. So that risk reward does not work for me. You got any stocks since you just got back? What's up? Oh, you're on mute.
Just looking at talks out there, it looks like there's more talks about Russia doing some preparation for some nuclear attacks. So they're running some exercises to be ready in case they would be attacked by what they're calling the dirty bomb by Ukraine. So Putin is saying we're aware of Ukraine's plans to use a dirty bomb. So watch out, guys.
Is that slang for nuclear?
What it seems is like, you look into it a little bit. So what you're looking at is using kind of nuclear materials, radioactive waste in a bomb. It wouldn't be a nuclear bomb, but it would have radioactive waste. And so that would be essentially what they call a dirty bomb. Gotcha. So it's not saying that this is going to happen, but of course, more and more talks of nuclear, of kind of use dirty bombs. That should scare the markets a little bit here. As you're hearing this reported from Reuters today, I expect maybe a little pop here out the gates, but I don't expect to be green for that long.
All right, here's AMD coming down. What's up?
I was just going to thank Tom. Tom, you're welcome. We're always here for support. That's one of the things that separates us. If you ever want to say anything nice about me or anyone else on the Benzinga team, you can email jason@benzinga.com and express how happy you are. We really appreciate that. Thanks for the
There
comment.
goes Google through the lows.
And there's AMD. Ooh, yeah, baby. Let's make some money.
All Microsoft trying to crack the 230s. We'll see if it cracks the 230s here. Apple is right now off the 150s. This looks like a short to me, but I'm not going to take it out the gates. I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Look for that pop to get short. We'll see what happens here.
Look, this flush is way too good for me not to go ahead and take profits on, but I'm going to go ahead and lock in profits at 59.30s on AMD. I am just about all out, just about 10% left on AMD. And you can see I wanted to go ahead and take a little bit more size here on TradingView. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get filled. Let's go ahead and check out Google. Google with the flush to the 95s. Hello, Google. Let's see if we can go ahead and play this one real quick. Can I see if I can take a bounce of Google? Because I like to live life on the edge.
Epic's first move here, breaking out of that range, took out that 213, pushing higher here. Like I said, though, I'll wait for this one to set up. Also watching RNAS right now. RNAS really kind of holding right around the VWAP here. So no trades yet, waiting for these to settle.
Liking this Boeing to the downside today, but didn't get in there on the VWAP right now. I'm trying to be patient here out the gates. There's been too many times where I've traded out the gates and just caught myself. So
Same, Mitch.
I want to get in short on Boeing here, but I also think that we could get a little bit of a spike, and I'm going to go more on that and look at the SPY spiking as we speak there up towards 382, kind of what I kind of expected here in the SPY, a little spike, then further out the day, a leak. Reason why is it's just, I think that, you know, some stocks are getting bought up, some stocks are getting sold here. You see technologies definitely leading the downside move, but you see energy up 0.67. So you got energy still making a nice lift here. XOM up to 107.40. So definitely a good day there for oil stocks. Gush getting some lift there. Going to take a look also what else is getting some movement. Communication services. So Verizon, AT&T getting some push. T-Mobile getting some push. Keep your eyes on stocks like that. Those are getting a little bit of a lift today. Real estate behind that, industrials, defensives, financial services. So there are some stocks that are being bought here. Some bigger stocks like Visa, nice push there, had earnings today. So catch that move there. This today.
Visa earnings were this morning. I thought they were last night.
Well, last night, yeah.
Yeah, that's
pretty much overnight action. Yeah, I think we're both battling about something that is.
Yeah, no.
I agree.
We just use different words. We were saying the same thing. Really quickly, Mitch, 100%. On Boeing, I think that you might have been grabbing your breakfast. I actually had Boeing on a list for a potential long side here, but real quick, if you take a look at Mitch's screen, remember what I said. I had 146 and 147 marked as levels, and I said you could take it for 146 through 146 if you want to attempt at more profit, but we really need to confirm at 147. Well, look what happened at 147. It was immediately rejected. And this is exactly why I told you I'd rather have that confirm on a move through 147, which we did not get. So right now, Boeing is breaking down here. We're still at 145. It's actually holding this pre-market level, but I'm not in it yet. I'm not in it until we move through that 146 and then confirm on a move through 147. So
yeah, I wanted to get short at the VWAP off the 147. So that would have been at 146.27. Would be up now. Would probably be taking some profits at the 145, then looking for the extension. But I'm going to look for it to break the 145 and come back to the VWAP right now. So the big thing on that is also the SPY going back to green right now. And I'm not going to be shorting while the market's up right now. So we'll see what happens here. I think you get some lift in some names. Of course, Microsoft down 7.5%, Google down 8%. Tesla's the one that I think we could catch eventually towards the downside. It just got a little pop there. Going to expect for it to keep popping here. 945, I expect to see some kind of change back towards the red side. I'm going to wait here. I'm not going to be jumping on this momentum play towards the upside, but to each his own, right? If you like these plays right now, they are getting a little bit of a lift. And looks like silver having a good day with the dollar continuing down. This is helping it. Copper having a good day there. Gold, of course, that has more to do with the dollar. You guys can keep watch on there. Industrial metals took a pause yesterday. Let's see if they take a nice lift here today. LAC getting a nice push. I've talked about these. They keep getting talked with the Biden mentions. PLL, another one that was already up. Look at the daily chart. It's really starting to push. I like these plays. I would just be looking for pullbacks. We'll see what happens, and I'll kick it to you guys.
What do you call it? I was looking to go short here on AMD. Let me put my charts up. I was looking to go short here on AMD near 60s, and unfortunately never got there. And Ryan, you know I complain about my Wix situations. So wait, is this not? Oh, it's at 220. You know I complain about my Wix situation so much. Look at this, man. I was looking to get filled at 95.08 on Google for a long, and this candle went ahead and hit a low of 95.15, and it gave me that bounce to VWAP. So unfortunately now we're going to go ahead and cancel it, because if that bounce already happened once, who's to say that it will happen again? So I like to just go ahead and try it for the first time. And it looks like I did go ahead and get filled on my stop on Tesla. Try to go short Tesla, but that previous close did not hold its resistance, as Tesla has now moved up to the upside. Now for me, I'm looking
names. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Going at 147 and through. Those contracts just jumped from 285 to 325 ask, meaning I got no fill. So this was the move we were looking for. Not in it though. Big push here 148.50. This is going to 150
There
here
it
on
is.
Boeing. If you were able to catch any of that on the Boeing long here, 150, definitely trim and trail some on your position.
Yeah, I'm actually looking to get short some soon. I just would love for it to reject the 149 push, and then I'll start getting short on Boeing. But we'll see what happens.
And Mitch, I mean, that actually lines up with my, even though you're talking about a short and I'm talking about a long, it actually lines up fairly well, right? Because I'm saying take profit at that 150 level. You're looking to short there, perhaps a reversal at that level.
Yep.
148.20 now, going towards 150 here on Boeing.
You're getting the Chinese beaten down names to get a lift today. Starbucks pushing off of that. Let's see, NIO, there it is, pushing. Baba pushing there. So those stocks that got beaten down. Is there a reason why they got beaten down so hard there? That's one thing that I'd start questioning, because that was a ugly, ugly move in the markets on Monday. And now they're just coming back. So was there even a reason for the sell-off? That's what you need to start asking yourself. A little part of me thinks that someone knows more in China than some others. And of course, this would be probably into the government. But the reason why the stocks went down that much, I would definitely call to question there. What's going on here? Because the way that they went down, I don't think they should have gone down that far, especially the news wasn't anything new, but they got destroyed. So I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going on in China.
Here we go. AMD went ahead and got filled on my short at 59.97. Looking to take profit at 59.69, which is right above VWAP. Let's see if we can go to get filled there. And now that that trade is kind of working, I don't want it to go against me. So I'm going to go ahead and move this stop down. So I only lose about 3-4 cents on it.
Patience, my young grasshoppers. Patience.
And there's the move on Google up above. That 97 bucks, I do expect it to be. Let me go ahead and try to short right there. And let's see what the SPY is doing. SPY hasn't quite broken out of the range that I've got set for myself, so I'm not looking to play it. But, I mean, you just have a great move on Tesla.
Yeah. A lot of big moves right out of the open here. Square, Win, Costco, even Bitcoin.
I'm just going to try a cute little short on Tesla if it works out cool. Just a 2-to-1 action. Stop loss will be 226.42. Could easily get wicked out, but I'm not worried about that. It's just a little Applebee's. Hey, where's my... Oh, come on. None of these stocks want to hit these round numbers today. And there, AMD, looking to break that 60. Man, we almost had money in this one, but let me go ahead and see if I can get some options on this puppy here.
And Epics here, that first move, right, that push out, actually came back towards the VWAP, but didn't quite get there, and has now moved 12 cents off that spot. So Epics looks like it's definitely trying to test the 227 high. Again, though, not sure if we're actually going to get a pop above that. Booglog asking, did you get in BBBY today? No, I haven't been trading any of those meme stocks. My performance on those has not been great. Boeing here, pull back to 147.
I went ahead and grabbed some size on January 20th, $60 puts. Here is Apple now. This could get a little scary because it's just pierced through the 50 bucks. I'm not the biggest fan of this now since it just pierced through it. Let me see. Yep, and it's going to hit all my stop losses.
Arnaz acting heavy here. Really need to move through 150 and 156 to get going. Epic's much stronger here, going to that 227. At it and through now. Epic's new highs, 230 here bid.
AMD went ahead and took profits on that.
Still watching Boeing here. Boeing through 148 again. Really looks like it wants that 150 test.
Let's see what I'm long at the moment now, because I have no idea what positions I've got. AMD short. All right, looks like we are short AMD. Took the stop loss on AMD, so we're going to get out of that one. Going to sell my puts here as well. We got in at 650, 649. I am out at, can you just fill me, please? 630. And now if you want to go long AMD, you wait for the $60 retest to be in your favor. BABA above 65.
Yeah, that bounce continues here.
Let's see what else we've got here.
Really for BABA, I think above 66, right? So maybe even 66.50, you can enter that gap. Yeah, 66 to 67. You know, enter that, and it's pretty much gappy all the way up to the 70s.
SPY slightly below VWAP.
BNGO through yesterday's intraday high. Interesting here on BNGO. Yesterday's high right here, 242. Went as high as 245. That's your new spot on BNGO. We've played this one before. Huge day in BNGO yesterday as well.
And look at that rejection. Right from the area that we had on SPY to the downside we came. We missed the Kugel short by about 20 cents as it's not going below VWAP.
BNGO stopping at that 245 level. BABA here, or BABA, excuse me, Boeing here trying to go through 149.
Let's see what we got here. Come on.
Clinton said sold BABA calls at a pre-market high of 66.
Nice.
So you didn't sell them in the pre-market because you can't. So Jay is saying, how do you sell in the pre-market? I think what you're saying is you sold it at that level, right?
Yeah,
that pre-market high level of
yeah.
66. So you're playing for some downside there. Morning, Eric. Hopefully you're doing well here. Tesla ripping. Are you trading Tesla this morning, Eric?
We'll see if Boeing turns around here at the 149 area. This is the third attempt to get through it. Let's see if it gets through it here. I want to see the SPY. If the SPY can take out the lows, I'll definitely start getting short on some stocks here. But right now, it's SPY hanging in there.
Yeah, that's a good description, Mitch. It is, in fact, hanging in there. First move here was lower. Where are we at on the SPY? S&P
Maybe it's
cash down
just
25,
it's
yeah.
It's
just
the
stuck
same
in the
price
range.
action for the fast minute.
Exactly. Stuck in the range right now. And we're looking to see if we're going to get an actual trend direction. What leans me to the bear side? Of course, our leadership leading me to the bear side. We're talking, what, 15, 20% of the SPY is deep in the red. So I think in the long run, we get to that red. It's just more of a matter of how long will they buy up the other names, like in communication services and financial services today, healthcare names, cyclical, energy. Those are the ones holding us up. If those turn around, I think we'll start getting that downside action.
Let's see what's going on there.
EPIX right at those highs. Looks like it's trying to set new highs here on EPIX.
It's a good one, Sabrina. That SCCO copper, not a play that many watch, but I do like the way it trades. SCCO, Southern Copper Corporation. Nice little VWAP bounce trade there. We'll see if it gets towards the 49. That Rio play also. Look at that play today. That looks interesting. Metals, minerals type of play. Look at that. Nice little setup here right off the VWAP. If I could get it off 75s, I'd probably take it right now. But I feel like I'd be reaching a little bit. But doesn't look too bad there to get back to 56. Rio.
SPY trying to bounce here.
Take me to your leader. Where's Elon?
You've got Apple from the 150 bounce here as well. Google right near VWAP.
I like this Rio play. I just wasn't able to find it when it was on the 75. BHP, also another one you can look at in similar area. FCX, copper, trying to make that move up. Caught the bounce there. We'll see if it makes the move up through 3280s. That could be your outlook for also SCCO. You're looking for to see FCX continue.
EPIX new highs here, 240, 239, your high print actually.
Boom, LAC, nice move on LAC. Lithium plays, looking good there. LP8M, PLL, looking good there in those lithium plays today, guys. MP is a sneaky one. It's off the daily support, has started moving. I talked about this one when it was at right here or on the 29s. Look at the last couple of days. It's really gotten moving. It's up about 16%. And this is one that, you know, sometimes just gets forgotten. It's off a good long-term support, trying to make its move back up.
PCVX from yesterday, we got the up move that we were thinking here today, right? So all of these lines that I had drawn, I added nothing here today. All of these lines were drawn from this initial move. Looks like today we're actually taking that next leg higher here. So PCVX strong through 38 here. This is backside, and actually looking here, this is actually a fairly decent floating island. Looks like this is already resolved, though. Didn't really come all the way back into the bottom of the candle. Came close, but now we're pushing higher here. This is what I mean about this particular chart formation resolving to the upside more often than not. This one happened a little bit quick, and we didn't get the greatest entry chance at this. But nice little move here, PCVX. This one runner from a couple of days ago.
Want to get a push here in Boeing to start getting short. I saw that next rejection of 149. I don't mind it short now. I just feel like I'm a little bit of ways away from 149, which is where I want to risk on. We'll see. We'll see if I jump in here now or do I wait for a little bit of a bounce. I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce here. SPY still hasn't really cracked either, so we'll see what happens there. It's just sideways right now. Starting to see a little bit of a trend that it's trying to follow. Bunch of wicks anytime it goes towards like that 383 level right now. So bulls, you're looking for a close above 383 on the higher time frame. Bears, they're looking for the breakdown of the 381 down below. You know, if you could get a real close up there towards 383, 383.20s, maybe on a 5-minute or a 15-minute, you're going to be looking good, especially the 5. You can see here, there's not much that's wanting to close up there towards the 383 now. Let's see if we get another 5-minute candle to actually close up there. On the 3 minutes, you can see it a little bit clearer here. How there's wicks every time you get towards that 383. Silver and gold, Beach Bum, you're not taking the coal for Christmas? Santa said coal was too expensive this year.
Short Apple.
He's not going to give coal. It's too pricey.
It's too expensive even for Santa.
Short Apple off of the VWAP here. But SPY trying to make its way to the upside is a little bit scary. We're in the money by about 20 cents or so, but I'm looking for a 2-to-1 trade. So I'm looking for this to come down to 150.13. We'll see if it works out. I was greedy with AMD, and I unfortunately had to take a loss there because I didn't take my gains when I had them because the 2-to-1 wasn't met. But here, I'm looking for it to be met. SPY rejecting VWAP would be huge.
It's taking it easy today. I'm not even trying to stress myself until the SPY breaks a range. I took one shot there when I started seeing the SPY break down, and that was on Meta. Got caught, so I'm just going to be patient here. Wait for the SPY to choose its direction. Another wick right around the 383 area, right? It went to 382.80s, couldn't get back above that trend line. Now starting to really reject that area. Of course, if we can close up in that area, then we'll be looking bullish. But if we keep leaning towards the support, keep leaning to the support, I think we break it down.
The SPY coming below VWAP at the moment. And of course, we're still waiting for our fill here. We're going to stay patient. I'm not going to touch and take profits. And I swear, Ryan, if I get stopped out, bro. Like we're 5 cents away.
I hear you, Beach Bum. You're on the good list, not the naughty list. Tesla turn yet? Expecting that one also to turn down. Still in the green right now.
Let me see what else we've got here.
Patience. Telling myself.
I think there's something else that I mentioned to Ryan.
Until we can figure out this move. Just be patient. SPY battling at VWAP right now. You can tell because it's going above VWAP, below VWAP, above VWAP, below VWAP. Let's see what happens here. Do the sellers take control and we just rip down to 381?
All right, looks like I did go ahead and get my order filled because we were patient. So cool. Nice little trade on Apple.
Unity having a good day today. SPY trying to make its little move back. Just going to keep watch right here. Just take it easy. Tesla topping a little bit there. SPY, come on. Come on. Reject that VWAP.
You can see Qs are rejecting the 280.
There it goes.
Let's see.
It's a nice rejection there. I'm going to give Boeing a second here to test, but it's starting to really start holding that top there around the 148.85s. There's a SPY down to 381.80s. I wanted to take out that low before I get too excited. Try to be patient. Still hasn't really broken down, and I'm not going to go into it too early.
It's just in the range is all it is.
Yeah, it's within the range, and when you're within the range, you can definitely get caught. Allen, I don't know what the hell that was. Bunch of emojis. Just take it easy.
Oh, little emotes. Nice. Coming from Twitch. Hello.
The Twitch. You twitching?
The Twitchers love their emotes.
Dude, yeah.
They be twitching.
It's a lot of fun.
They be twitching.
It's a lot of fun for sure. Man, sometimes you just got to trust your trade. I was scared to lose money on Google. And I didn't short it at 97, so I canceled that order, but that trade would have worked out as it did go ahead and come down and touch the 50s. But, you know, that's just the way it goes. What I am going to do, let me see on SPY if I can go ahead and grab.
Epic's continuing to pound these highs here, 269 now. This thing's just an absolute monster. The settling that we were waiting for was really just a VWAP retest here. If we put this on the screen, we can see we moved right out of the gate. Generally speaking, not what I like for these day trades. However, we did get this pullback towards the VWAP, and we had 3 wicks that tried to go at it, and we weren't really able to get there. ever since then, this has basically just been taken off. So the move here across back through 218, we're up huge here on Epic. So bummer is a little slow to this one, but this one worked right off the list. Right off the list. Those cancer catalysts, those often drive stocks.
Let me check something here. I am short. What is it? Gosh darn it. I'm short SPY via puts here. The 383 puts expiring January 20th. If it goes ahead and crosses the 382.50, I will go ahead and get out. Sorry, we're just dealing with Slack here as well. Go ahead and check something before I respond back.
ENPH higher here after its earnings report. Interesting reaction in the after hours yesterday too on ENPH. Traded up initially on the print, then back down, actually went red, but then grinded higher, and then we're higher here again today. Breakout here, 293 looks possible. Let's take a look at the daily chart here. Maybe even make a run towards these highs here, 320. Got great looking chart on ENPH. Alvin, VWAP stands for volume weighted average price. It is a study that a lot of us use here for day trading. We use it predominantly on those intraday charts. This blue line here is your VWAP. So one of the things we use it for, we've talked about this quite a bit here. You can use this line as a intraday support and resistance. And as you can see here on end phase, this acted as great support as the price came into VWAP, bounced from the VWAP and moved higher here.
All right, guys, starter on there on Boeing. Still no fill there. Hold on a second. Trying to get filled here. Come on, just give me a little tick up so I can get filled.
And on Epics here, this thing is incredibly extended. So if anyone took this trade, please make sure that you've booked some profits. I expect a pullback here at some point today. And judging by how much this stock is running, that pullback might be pretty nasty. Make sure you have your gains in your pocket.
Ugly fill there for me. 148.14. I'm short on Boeing here. Saw that next rejection of 149. Rule of three. 1, 2, 3. Fourth time to try to break through the 149. Can't go. Well, I'll start shortening it. Let's see what happens.
You also have the market acting in favor for you right now too, as that rolls to the lows here, Mitch.
I was starting to see it roll over too, and one of the things is being patient here, right? I mean, if you're not patient, you're not going to be able to get these levels. See what happens.
SPY trying to bounce here. Big candle too.
Trying to pay attention.
Yep, my bad, Mitch.
No, it's not you, man. It's work. I won't even get into it.
As a matter of fact, I do know what you're talking about.
We all do.
Yeah, we're trying to worry about our money right here, but
well, so here's the thing: you've got SPY looking to crack the upside here, but again, it just keeps rejecting it.
Squeezed though. So just be careful there, guys. That was a squeeze type action. I don't like that action there.
I'm gonna go ahead and close out the short that I had. We bought in at 1847. I went in and closed out at 1789. And this 5-minute candle, yeah, that was unfortunate. This 5-minute candle just ripped in a minute. Good gracious.
Yeah, there was definitely that action to me represents shorts getting squeezed. They tried to get in there, and all of a sudden, boom, reversal action. Now, I'm just looking to see if this 3-minute candle can close back below 148.85 on Boeing. If it can do that, I'm still in. If it does close above that 148.85, I have to get out and respect the wicks.
Yeah, the
Right.
home sales number came out. New home sales for September, 603,000 versus the 585 expected, 685K prior. So we're still coming in, but not as much as expected. New home sales month over month for September, minus 10.9% versus the 13.9% expected. Prior month was positive 28.8%. So new home sales coming in too, but again, not as much as expected. The market coming back in from that bounce here, retraced more than 50% of that stick.
The battle's on right now.
Come on, here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Let me lock in here. I like the wick here on Google, but I don't. But the fact that it's, still above VWAP, I don't want to go short. I want to stay disciplined, but it rejected that 97 one more time. And the SPY, I'd love to go short, but
Look at
I want
that
to stay
wick.
disciplined.
There was millions of shares that got caught up there. Had to be a bigger order, so you just got to be careful. Look at the amount of jump of volume there. It's pretty big. So now I'm just going to be waiting here. Boeing is the one that I'm in, so I'm just waiting. We did get that close on the 148.85, way down below that 149. It seems like it was a huge trick towards the upside, but I won't know until really we start getting a trend below VWAP. That's what's going to tell us. Right now, we're still way above VWAP, and the SPY is holding up here towards the top of the range.
Let me go. I'm already out of the trade, but I apologize if I wasn't clear enough. The trade that I was in, it expired in. So can you show us, Ryan, how you can go ahead and do that? But the trade that I was in was a January expiration. To answer your question, someone.
Are you talking about having a multiple chart layout in Pro like you do?
Yes.
Right here. Okay, so let's see if I can duplicate that. First thing that you have here, it looks like you've got a watch list and 2 different charts. Let's do that as kind of an experiment here. Let's go ahead and create a new workspace, and let's go ahead and add just the chart tool, right? Because we want as much chart area as possible. So we're going to go ahead and add both of these charts, and then we're going to go ahead and add that watch list that you had. If you can always create the watch list any way that you want. I think you had it along the side here, didn't you?
I got to create a watch list to make sure I can go ahead and do the multi-chart.
No, I'm saying just so we can duplicate.
Okay. I got
settings
you. On the right-hand side.
Basically, don't you click down your watch list to load the tickers in the chart?
Yes.
All right. So that's what we're going to do. So here's going to be my main watch list. I'm going to make this as thin as I can here on the side. And now what we're going to do is we're really quickly going to link all these tools to, the link is still on Pro Beta. So sorry about that, Zunaid. What you're going to be able to do is link all these tools together so that when you click them, you can change them. However, right now we can do exactly what you're talking about, right? We can put Google here. Okay. And we can, are you looking, what did you have, 1 minute charts or 5 minute charts?
I've got the 5 minute at the moment, sir.
So here you go. So Google and SPY, this is fairly similar to what you have here, right? Yep. It's just the monitor configuration is a little bit different. So you can do the exact same thing here in Pro, and we can put up multiple charts.
Perfect. And tips and tricks like this is exactly what Ryan and Humble Trader are going to go over tonight or today at 2 p.m. So make sure you guys check out that lovely show that we're going to on. Excuse me. Again, I'm going to put the tweet in here. I saw a couple of folks had engaged with it, so we appreciate that. Appreciate you helping me keep my job. I really do. And for those of you that may have joined us late, feel free to go ahead and check out that information right there that we just put in the chat. Let's see what the market's doing. Market's coming right back up. Looks like it's bouncing from VWAP. The question is, are you going to hold, my friend? Are you going to hold? Veru, someone mentioned. I'll take a look at Veru for you.
Take a look at Veru. That's been a favorite.
Nice little pop. Holding the EMAs, holding VWAP. I like it. But how high can you go, baby? Looks like
DraftKings, by
13
the
for
way,
sure. What's up?
DraftKings making a huge move today. Zunaid, I'd be interested to see if you saw any unusual options. I sure did. 15s that
Yesterday I
expired
did.
this week were bought in size. Let me actually filter this tool just to show the DraftKings, because that's clearly moving. Veru actually looks similar, but I didn't see any unusual option calls on Veru.
SPY can't seem to just stay above that range. But again, this is why we have these ranges, right? Because we know that these are areas of resistance, and you can see it acting as an area of resistance. So we're just patient here. We're just hanging out, see what happens.
What a trap. What a trap.
On the overall market?
On everything.
Well, Boeing's holding that 148.50 level. Looks like it's got to make its next direction here. It's got to decide pretty soon here, Mitch, if we're going to go higher or lower here on
Oh,
Boeing.
100%.
I still think 150.
I mean, it's in play with the SPY doing that. I mean, it looks like some bigger player came in and went on to the buy button, because that volume jump was different. That was either dark pulling or some kind of action, because it went up fast. And if you look at the average volume on the 5-minute candles, the average volume on the SPY is 1.1 million. We went all the way up to 2.8 immediately in that 5-minute candle. So that shows us more. There might be a bet to the upside here, as a lot of people are probably betting, like myself, with the leaders, the way they're destroyed on right now, betting to the downside. We'll see what happens. SPY is pushing there. Probably going to cut me out right now at 149 on Boeing.
I'm going to look to go short here if I can. It's higher up, so we're waiting. We're going to be patient for the 384.98, 384.89 areas where I'm looking to go short. That is the previous close on the SPY.
What's going on in Kano, folks?
Kano,
CANO, kind of dipped and then I'm just dipped to like 380. We're currently at 420 here. Huge volume too. Interesting. I don't see any news for this, Kano.
Kano.
And then let's see. And again, look at that rejection, right? That 384 is rejecting. Oh man, let's see. Let's see what happens here. It might just hold above this range, though.
SPY trying to push there. The only thing that's keeping me in Boeing is that it can't close a 3-minute candle above that 148.85. That's the only thing keeping me in. I'm just respecting what I'm seeing right now, but it is looking like it is trying to push me through. So I do agree with Ryan there that it does seem like it's trying to hold. Hasn't made a move back to VWAP. That's another good sign for the bulls.
And I'm long SPY here.
You know what, though, Mitch? Looking like it's going to hold, that can change in a heartbeat. So the fact that you're actually respecting the candles is what you should be doing in this play, but you already know that.
I mean, wicks are tricks, right? And there's a shit ton of
way to sum it up. Way to sum it up for us, Mitch. Wicks are tricks, exactly.
That's what it is. I mean, you could clearly see it there. There's shit ton of them right above the 148.85 pricing, especially on my 3-minute. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wicks at that price. This could be this is a hard play, because it could have been a big cover, right? That pop in the SPY could have been a big cover, like someone that was maybe long one of these bigger stocks like Microsoft or Google into the report, and then all of a sudden they said, you know what, it's time to cover this short, and we got a little bit of a spike. Or it could have been a long getting out. right? I mean, this is a troubled market right now, and it seems like whichever way you want to do it, the uncertainty is definitely in play. There is no certainty in this type of market.
I'm trying to find
Another
liquid
wick.
enough.
Another wick there at the 148.85s for me. It's incredible. It's incredible. We'll see what happens here. Definitely got the slowdown now, and you're going to get a ramp back. When that ramp back comes, that's where we want to be ready. Right now, it seems like we're getting a little bit of some sideways action. It's deciphering that spike that happened in the SPY. How's Google and Microsoft doing?
Real quick, before you go into that, I just went and got into some 390 calls on SPY expiring December 30th. I went ahead and paid $13.88. That's the 390 calls on SPY expiring December 30th. I got $13.88. All you, pal.
Why so far?
Because I don't want, so that's a good question. And we've talked about this
just
before,
more.
right? But for the folks that are coming out here, the reason for me to go that far out is so that if data, right? So for example, this is perfect. Let me
Okay, not time though. But what I was more long talking, why that strike? That's
why the strike. It's a
why
more
the
liquid.
strike?
So if you go ahead and take a look at the options chains on y'all's brokers,
Okay.
you'll see that you've got about 9,000 open interest compared to the others that are 2,000, this, that, the other. And because there's less interest, the spread is wider. So for me to get in and out of trade, I have to pay a little bit more of a premium, if you will, to the market maker. So that's the reason that is far out of the money. Is what you want me to answer. So there's the answer to that right there. And of course, you can see already today it's been traded 274 contracts versus the 10, the 15, and whatever else that you have below. Speaking of which, we got filled at 1388. Now that option is up to about 1405. So you're up a solid 1% more than your Wells Fargo bank gives you. So do what you want with your own trade. I am personally waiting for my 384.68 to go ahead and come. And that's where I'll look to take my first target. Being patient with this one. Let's see if I can get filled.
Yeah, I've been trying to set up a option chain for us here. I just don't even know how to freaking work this thing.
Well, I mean, okay, so I mean, if you want, I can.
No, I'm just trying to work this out so that there's times where you let's say if you call out one of those trades, I can just pull this up.
Well, here, let's do this.
Look at the bid and the ask and how that kind of works.
Can you pull up the December 30th ones? Because I think you're looking at.
I'll try to do that
October.
right now as you look at yours. Let me try.
Okay. All right. Bet. Yeah. 390 calls expiring December 30th. Bet, Betty, bet. And now look, SPY needs to get over this level, and over that level it gets. Let's go, baby. We're pushing to the upside here. Again, we're not locking in gains because we are greedy SOBs, and we are waiting to see if our target gets hit, which is going to be 384.68. And I know we've got some higher ups watching this show, so my apologies. Don't fire me. I don't always speak that way. I lied. I do. But any complaints, please send them to me. Any compliments, please send them to Jason. We greatly appreciate it.
Lol.
I mean, if you want complaints, you can send to Ryan too. How about that? And we always do take feedback. I had one lovely viewer that gave me feedback.
It doesn't matter. If you have feedback for any of our products, shows, or otherwise, deliver it to us. Deliver it to anyone that you can. Good or bad.
Even if it's about us individually, please feel free. We always appreciate feedback. It's the only way we can improve as talent, employees, humans, all of that good stuff. But again, if you want to save my job, make sure you tune in to the lovely show that we're going to have later on today at 2 p.m. with Ryan and Humble Trader. Man, I watch her videos and she is so good at what she does. She also loves an indicator that I love. I won't spoil it. But all right, come on, SPY.
You hooked me with that tease, Zunaid. Good job.
Good, because you got to be there anyway. Mitch is the most handsome. See, this is why I get haircuts, Mitch, because people don't think I'm handsome.
I don't even get a dang haircut.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. My haircut can't compete with your non-haircut, bro. And there's the SPY coming back down. Thank you, SPY. Thank you.
I was talking about that yesterday. I was like, man, I'm going to have to start including haircuts in my contract because Zunaid just gets them like their water, you know? So, Ryan, we're going to have to work some haircuts into our contract here to keep up with.
Look, see, I expense all of my haircuts. Obviously not to Benzinga, but to the IRS I do.
Oh, that's what you do. That's the old trick.
See, I keep receipts. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna need to work that into my
That which is,
contract
you
to
know,
see
yeah.
it.
I'm gonna get a haircut tomorrow. You won't see me because it'll be after the show, but before I fly out of town, I'm gonna go ahead and get another haircut. Yeah, we just write them off, man. Parking, haircuts. Matter of fact, Benzinga Pro, which of course we're blessed to get for free, but if you guys go ahead and pay for Benzinga Pro, that's a write-off because that is an expense for your work. Watch AMD here needs to hold 60. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. It does need to hold 60. And if it cracks below 60 and VWAP, I could be intrigued with a short here. We got about 3 minutes to go on this 5-minute candle. But what's
Google's
unfortunate,
battling.
what's it battling? Ooh,
3
97.
wicks. Can't get above that 97.18 right now.
Man, we've talked about that 97 because if you look left after hours, 97. After pre-market, 97. And you can see that's kind of being the same area of interest right over here. But we're too locked in on, and then again, keep in mind on Apple, if Apple goes ahead and fails the 150 to the downside, that could be somewhere else that you could go. But for now, we're locked into this SPY to the upside. But we're going to need a little bit of a push if we're going to hit our profit targets of 384.68. Crypto's moving. We are in Riot for now. Well, let's go and check out Riot.
Crypto's
Riot moving to the upside.
Bitcoin huge highs right
I heard that we are in a riot right now versus we're in riot right now. I was like, man, you're rioting?
Hey man, look, when crypto falls from 70 grand to 20,
We
whatever
riot,
it is,
baby.
people riot, baby. That's just the way the show goes.
That's just the way it goes.
I just got an email. Did I get fired? Let's see.
Nah, you wouldn't get the email.
Yeah,
I wouldn't get that.
they don't even-
I would just be. That's a good point. Very good point there, Mitch. I would not get the email. Nope, it's just Delta. Okay, all right. 750 is your resistance on Riot. If it pops above and retests 70, you can look to go to the long side there. But now let's go ahead and check out our good friend SPY. SPY, oh SPY.
Ooh.
To the upside we go. New high a day, SPY. Come on.
No bueno, no bueno. No bueno.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Chris. That's the exact same plan I would go with. The only reason I was hesitant is because, one, I wanted that 5-minute candle to close. This is why we talk about let that candle close so you don't get wicked in. I'm not going to say the other word. But you want to make sure you get that 5-minute candle close. And of course, if the SPY is making new highs, that doesn't help your short at all. Doesn't mean it can't work, but it just doesn't help it. But of course, right now we are focused on the SPY. 384.68 is where we're looking to take profits. We're already in the money here by about $30, but we want more. And then of course, we've got those calls as well that are moving nice and green. We got those at 13.88. Now they're trading for about 14.20. So they're up about 2.5%. And if I went shorter term, those contracts would be up probably about 15-20%, but that's okay. We went out further because we wanted to go ahead and make sure we didn't get killed by theta. And we'll be patient with this trade here today. ES trying to go green. I would take a look at the ES, but I'm pretty sure my data is delayed on ES here. That's why I don't use it. But I might just pay for real-time data here and then trade futures on TradeStation, excuse me, on Ninja Trader or something like that. But we'll see. Let's see what we got. SIGA, can we get some levels on? Well, let me take a look at SIGA, and then I'll come back to the other question. SIGA, the closer you get this in 935, the better risk reward. Here, you could be okay. Would not be surprised if your first take profit would be around 947, and then your second one could be around $10 for that whole number. I don't know if this has news, though, but just strictly looking at it, that's what I've got. Because this level, if you go ahead and look left, it already cracked above it, right? So the 935, we're already above it. Matter of fact, it's holding as support at the moment. So that resistance turns to support. And now we're looking to move to the upside. But the closer you get it to 935, the better. Look at that. We call that level without even looking left. What was the other ticker there? ARBK. Don't know what this ticker is, but now you can see that it's within this range, right? So if you wanted to build a position, you can go ahead and build some here. But the closer you add it to about 215, the better. And if it goes ahead and breaks out of this range with volume on the 5-minute or the 10-minute candle, that could be worthy. But I don't know where you take your profits, though. So let's see. It doesn't really look that liquid. So to be honest, I wouldn't trade it. But if you are going to try to trade it, maybe try to take your profits around 235 or so, because that's the next level of resistance that I see. Let's go back to the SPY. SPY, what you doing, SPY? Ooh, almost. Almost to take profits.
K-Web still bouncing here. All of those Chinese names. PDD, same deal. 9% here on PDD here today.
And I see some folks went ahead and clicked on that YouTube link and marked it as notify me for the webinar later today. So we appreciate it. One more time, if you want, it's in the link, or the chat has the link. The link is in the chat. That's what I meant to say. Come on, Spy. Come on, Spy. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. We'll go ahead and put up this Veru coming back down. Possibly contest that VWAP. That could be an interesting area for folks to pay attention to it. Once again, the 97 is rejected on Google.
EPIX here curling off the 266 level. So EPIX looks like this is making a move towards the highs here. See if this breaks down here. 266 line in the sand. No position at the moment.
Soldier Baba calls a little too early. Baba to the upside. Man, nice little tear. This one's very strong. Up 7%, excuse me, when the market's not even at break even. Oh, come on. You're really going to do that? You're not just going to give us our profit target, bro? Tech is dead. If it is, as would this stream be. As would this stream be. Great English there. Boom, 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 boom.
Something must have happened here.
What you got? What you got? What you got?
I'm trying to discern what happened with this last 1 minute candle here on EPIX. Big volume candle, outsized compared to some of the ones around it. And I'm got to think that there's something going on here. See if we can find it.
On ticker RELL, the closer you get it to 2340, the better risk reward. I would say you can go ahead and stop out. I actually don't have the best area to stop out because you've also got the previous close of 2320 that could go up be an area of support. So I'll be honest, I don't really have the best read on this one, but getting it near VWAP and trying to sell it near high day could be your best bet. I apologize. I don't have the best read on that. Spy, well, of course you're coming down without giving me my profit. Yeah, jerk.
I would say for Epics here, if it can hold this level and start making a move, maybe clear out this candle here. I think we're going to 296. But again, be careful with this because we haven't had any substantial pullback yet today, and I would expect that at some point. Even this big red candle here, we just kind of jostled around in this range. We didn't actually pull back. VWAP, by the way, 254-ish, so still 16 cents below where the price is right now.
What was a comment on Veru? I believe it was you can try to get it near VWAP if it comes over here around 1233. But to me, the best risk reward is if it comes down to test at $12 or maybe around 1206, 1207 as you can set your limit price, and you can go ahead and take to the upside. Will Tesla go ahead and hit 230s? It may very well hit 230s, and it has in the past, and it has rejected from that 230 level as well. Boom, there you go on the 18th. It went to hit the 230, then came right back down. You can see now it's in the range one more time here.
Yeah, I noticed that one. Sorry, guys. I've been putting myself on mute multiple times today, just dealing with stuff in the background here.
And then you forget to unmute. It is the curse.
Yeah. Normally I mute on my mixer, but it's just how it's been today. But look at these wicks on Boeing. Look what I mean by sometimes wicks can be tricks. Look at all these wicks.
Chart up.
Look at all that. All those candles gave you wicks to the upside, and then all of a sudden you start leaking. This is why I just said I'm just going to hold to see if any candle can close above 148.85. I'd get the hell out. But there was nothing closing there. Now we're starting to see the SPY start dropping back down. Google was one that I wanted to get short because this is the rule of three rejection. This is called the VWAP fade rejection. And so this is when the VWAP tried to do a fake out to the upside, and then you get the move right back down. So this is going to be for today, what we call our strategy breakdown of the day. All right, on this strategy breakdown, what you're looking for is the rule of three to come into play, right? You get a push above the VWAP, right? That's what we're looking for. Up one, down one, right? This is that first drive up towards the resistance. It hits it, starts pulling back. You get your first kind of pullback zone. Then you get another pop, right? Now we got our second resistance. We're looking for a second support. We start building support right here. We go towards our third resistance. And that's when we're going to look to see if we're going to get that next push. Well, we get the support here. Now you get that move right back towards the upside. But what happens there? It wicks there and it can't get back through that level. So now what I'd be playing, and this is how the way the strategy plays out, is for a move right back down to some major support and then maybe continuing down to the low of the day. That's called the VWAP fake out fade to the downside. We'll see if it plays out.
Here's a SPY looking to approach my levels of take profit. The first one. Come on, brother. Boom. Order filled. We went ahead and make some money.
Epic's curling here, getting a nice little volume pop too. We'll see if Epic's can take out 296. About to take out the previous candle that we just talked about here. And there it goes. 296 coming next here on Epic's. Sorry to interrupt you boys, but this trade just kind of happened out of nowhere. Volume is incredible right now. There's your pop above 296. I think this has got a pop 3. A little bit of size here at 3. Pulled off that number. I think the second time probably goes through. Let's see.
Crazy. SPY's still making the move up there, and we got another volume spike. This shows to me like there's something else here. There's something going on, guys. I'm at the point where, you know what? I don't even understand this Boeing trade. I'm getting the hell out of it. I'm going to be in more protection stage because there's no reason to be seeing these big volume candles on the SPY to the upside right now. I definitely think the big money knows something that we don't right now. So I'm going to stay on the side. Getting the hell out. Took a very small loss there in Boeing. I probably could stay in and even get into the green, but I'm not going to battle this. Just looks weird to me on the price action that we're seeing on the SPY. You keep getting these spikes in volumes to show me that maybe there's a bigger trader in here that we are not seeing. And look at these volume spikes. Look, volume spike there, volume spike there. And look how the volume is actually getting bigger. That shows me more and more that someone's playing towards the upside probably. And I don't want to be caught on it because even myself, I'm looking for the downside action. I could just imagine other people looking for the downside action, and we're not getting it today.
I'm going to go ahead and go short Netflix here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the 297.50 puts expiring this week. I went in and got filled at 495. Stop loss will be if it goes in and cracks 301s. And I am expecting this one to possibly come back and test the 297.50 area. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right there. And the reason I went ahead and closed majority of my SPY here is because of that previous close, I believe would have been resistance. And we've talked about that many, many times if you've been watching us. And that's what you see right now is it's having a tough time getting over it. It easily can. However, for the moment, though, it isn't able to. So we're looking to go red to green on the SPY.
Canada cut rates 50 cents. So they cut rates. I don't understand that one, but
I'm going to assume, Shelly, you mean in the chat. Because if you think I'm trying to pump SPY, then you have no idea how much money I have. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know.
No, there's something going on. I think there's bigger traders making trades here. And the way that I'm seeing that volume jump, I just don't trust things. And it's already saved me money in Boeing. Boeing's starting to come back up here. I think I'm going to wait until we actually get a breakdown back below VWAP for me to be in any case in the bearish tune. Just too much volume here. It's just too much volume that keeps coming in and pushing the markets up. Why? I still don't know. I mean, you're seeing Google set up still to the bear side. Apple, what's up with Apple? It's just off of VWAP. What is holding this market up? Let me take a look. I really need to go through my sector and my industry analysis to kind of find out what's holding us up. Looks like healthcare is holding us up right now. So healthcare names are definitely holding us up. You've seen all industries into the green. Medical care stocks doing well today. Let me look at some of the biggest leaders. Some of the smaller names are showing up there, but let me look at some of the high cap names, how those are doing. You got the big drug manufacturers doing well right now. Pfizer having a good move today. J&J, a good move up. UNH. So it looks to me like healthcare is the place to be if you're playing bull side today. And it's been the place to be for the last couple of days. Really have truly been seeing these stocks do well. CVS, nice VWAP bounce earlier. MDT, nice VWAP bounce right to the high, now turning around. So a lot of these healthcare names doing well. Consumer cyclical, then technology. So some of these tech names bouncing back today. Oracle, one of the strongest stocks on the day right there. Keep your eyes on that one. That's an actual nice move. I've been seeing Oracle pretty strong when it wants to go to the upside, and Oracle doing well right now.
This is a great
another push here, two highs here, 320 or 319. It's nope, 320. Got through some prints here at 320. Huge move here on Epics today. Right off the list that we identified this morning.
Shelly does bring up a great point in the sense of a stream delay, right? So of course, everyone's internet is different. I just went ahead and did a test here. I've got about a 5 to 7 second delay on my end from when we say something and when I see it on YouTube, which is why whenever we do trade, majority of the times we go ahead and trade tickers like Apple, SPY, this, that, the other. But sometimes, we'll also trade smaller low float stocks as well. But we also try to give you like, hey, here's our entry, here's our stop, here's what we're doing, right? Number one, we give you a game plan that we are using. Number two, we aren't, Billy Walters of stock trading, if you will. So we also make sure that you can go ahead and get the information that we're using, and then you can go ahead and make your own educated guess. So we try to give you a game plan of what we're doing so that you can make your best informed decision as well, because we definitely aren't, like, I promise you, me grabbing, 10 contracts on SPY and trying to pump it to you, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, same. Me grabbing 2, 3, 4,000 shares of a small cap is not going to be.
Yeah,
is not going to be pumping.
Or else I'd be like, hey, let's go ahead and buy. I mean, I don't want to name the ticker and kind of insult them, but I'd be like, oh, hey, let's buy IMEE. And what did I get filled on? All right, my Netflix short on the equity side worked out. I was looking to go short some more, but that's not going to get filled, so that's okay. But we are in our puts that we went ahead and grabbed at 495. They're up about 9% because they're trading at 550 on the ask. Let's go ahead and put the SPY right back up here. And you can see, what did I say? The reason I wanted to close out majority of my options on the long side on SPY was because of that previous close. And that previous close has rejected for at least a point to the downside. Boom, 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 boom. And let's be honest, I'm so bad at trading that if I was trying to do a pump and dump, I'd end up dumping on myself somehow. I'd find a way.
You mean you're not starting your own newsletter, huh?
I will. I absolutely will. I actually do want to put out like a watch list every morning, but I'll be honest, that requires me to wake up early, Ryan. But maybe I will.
Saw that one coming, Zunaid.
Maybe I will, though. If the chat truly feels like it'd be beneficial, I could create another Twitter account and just, flood that with watch lists and things like that. But again, I have to wake up early. I have thought about it, though. Sometimes I inverse Z. And then that's the thing, right? The beauty of this is I give you what I'm seeing, but if you're like, boy, this guy's a dummy, I'm seeing the exact opposite, but I appreciate you calling out this stock to my attention. Please take the trade. Do whatever is best for you and your hard-earned money, please. You've seen me lose hundreds and thousands of dollars sometimes here. So if you faded me, you would have had a nice steak while I was eating PB&J. Please fade. Now let's talk about game plans here. For me, because we got about... Here, I'll put your chart up if you got a trade there.
That's fine. This stock's still strong here after this move through 38. It looks like it's actually trying to set new highs.
Okay, so we just got an email from Jason, and I almost crapped my pants because I didn't know. Because remember how I have no idea what the email's about. but it has nothing to do with us. But I was like, dang, somebody complained that quick to Jason? Man. All right, game plan on Netflix. As you already know, I'm short, right? I've already got puts. I haven't scaled out any, even though I was up 10%. That's on me. I'll take the L. But if Netflix pops above 300 and then retests 300, I would have a $2 stop loss and wait for a $2 move to the upside to like the 304s or so. Boeing. Let's go and check out Boeing if that's the way you're going to say it. Boeing making new highs here. Oh, this 150 rejection looks kind of juicy, though. Can we get that? Can we get that?
Spies is playing games with people, man. It's ridiculous today. We're almost past. I mean, yesterday's close is what's holding as resistance right now. So if you want to think what's holding, it's yesterday's close. And I know Joel would be right now like, yeah, that's my boy Mitch. I taught him well. But one thing I'm definitely looking at is there's just weird action, man. It's just there's not many times where you'll get the leaders like they are right now deep into the red, yet the market's up. There's just not many times. I'll tell you, the correlation between the leadership and the overall market usually is too high for that to happen. What has to happen there for these stocks to be up? Well, there needs to be buying somewhere else, and you need to be holding up the market on some of the other names. What's holding up the market right now? Well, Tesla's still into the green, 3%, right? That's a big name. Visa up 5%. J&J into the green. XOM in the green. UNH into the green. Now, what's hitting it a little bit to the downside? Meta. The Meta comes into play, right? But we also got Walmart up today, JPM up today. So if we see these banks kind of turn around, maybe the market's going to come back down. But right now, it looks like healthcare really holding us up. Energy and some financials are keeping us alive right now.
Here comes the man, Epics. This has been Epics has been epic. Let's just get this out of the way here.
You come up with that one on your own?
What? I did, Zunaid. I didn't need any help to come up with that one. You'll be happy to know. Epic's taking another leg up here after a break through the high at 330. We're getting its pullback now. This is actually great, especially for setting up here for another trade later today. I'd actually love to see this pullback and consolidate. Just an incredible move here on Epics.
Coinbase. Sorry, that's another ticker I was taking a look at here. You can see it's been consolidating for the whole time the market's been open. If it can go ahead and crack above on the upside here, above 44, that could be an area of interest to go ahead and set an alert. Look to go ahead and purchase some and maybe try to make its way towards 80s if it possibly can. I think I've got some levels here. SPY looking to go red to green. SPY goes red to green. And yeah. We had a little bit of a, let's do this. You can see I had some drawings on coin. Looks like we popped above that yesterday. Looks to be carrying the momentum to the upside. But again, it's just kind of in that range at the moment. And now you do get some Netflix calls coming in. Let me know if you see that, Ryan, so you can show the folks. The 230s area is approaching here as well. Let me go to Netflix.
I got 300 calls on Netflix that expired this week. Those are the most recent.
Yep. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and sell my puts. And I'm also going to go ahead and grab. I'm long Netflix here. Not the best fill. 371. That's gross. I'm going to give it about $2 to the downside. What did I get filled on?
Bitcoin 21K. Good shout there.
Oh, on Boeing. All right, looks like I'm short Boeing. See if that 150 has a reject, but it probably doesn't. But regardless, I am long Netflix.
I'm sorry, what price did you say on Boeing?
I'm short at 149.89 just because of the 150 reject, but who knows if that's going to work out.
I think I heard 150, right? Didn't I say 150 this morning and we moved through 147?
We did. We did.
Okay. Just
right.
wanted to make sure. That's all.
Praise Ryan. Praise Ryan.
I mean, there's a reason he's called Lord Ryan.
No, because
you had me
because
scared.
We're gonna call him
Did I
Yeet
say
now.
something wrong again?
We're
that
gonna call
trade
him
took
Yeet.
a while. That trade took a while. Look, I mean, Mitch, how frustrated were you grinding along that 148 area? Here's
Oh, it
150.
was grinding. It was
We
grinding,
got
all right.
this was the trade plan. This was
That's
the
the reason
trade.
why I got the hell out.
Look at the trade plan. It worked. And
It was.
sometimes
It was.
the one of the points that I want to make here is that sometimes these trades that take most of the morning to materialize, they're frustrating because you want it to happen quickly. You know you plan, you know you have a plan, you know your levels are good, you want it to happen quickly, and it just doesn't. Sometimes it grinds along and takes all morning. This trade really worked out here. As soon as we crossed 148 and built above it, we never really looked back, at least not yet today. 150 came. We'll see if we end up snapping it.
Well, it looks like for right now, we're still in a bullish tune. I don't know how many people are still in that bullish camp, but it seems like there's someone there, right? I mean, still going up, still stepping up.
I'm going to go ahead and grab some calls here. The 305 calls on Netflix. And you can see I'm looking to add some more shares to Netflix if we can get to $300.10. But for now, I'm in the calls.
Oxy.
Epic's trying to consolidate here between 325 and 334. There's a 334 break. Let's see if we move here to the upside. More of a curl high here, 355 on Epics if we can end up trading back up there. At this point, really extended. I would, just being a little bit more conservative here, I actually wouldn't try for this break. If I were to trade this stock here, one of the things that I'd be doing is actually trying to hit that curl that we just talked about that took that out at 334. The Epics here still ripping, still crazy volume.
One thing I would definitely say is it looks like to me like the oil trade was probably one of the best trades this last 2 months, and a lot of people missing out on that. So looks like it's still taking off though.
Jay Rice, just an absolute savage here this morning.
Jay Rice. All right, coin looking like that's going for a breakout here as well. I'm going to go ahead and have my stop loss a little bit tighter, because I do like the way the market's moving to the upside. So I'm going to move this stop loss. Oop, All right. Our Netflix calls are up about 6%. We're about $1 in the money on our Netflix long. We didn't get filled on the 300 fill, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that trade there. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, let me go ahead and check out Coinbase.
Dan, it's a running joke here now every morning, because that's the sound for Zunaid's price alert.
Oh.
And when it first started to happen, the three of us would look around like our smoke detectors had low
That's
battery.
really funny. That's really funny.
Zunaid, I might suggest changing that sound to something else.
If I can, let me know. I mean, if I can change it to "Hey, yo, pay attention," I would love to, but I don't know if that's a
Hey,
thing.
yo, pay attention.
Right? Because that's
so
exactly what it needs. By the way, here's
Coinbase
breaking out. Look for a retest right over here if it does want to get a retest. Now, real quick, my Boeing fill. I did the same exact thing as you, Ryan. Oh, let me go ahead and get out of this F11 full screen. Thank you for that. My Boeing fill to the short side, that did go ahead and get filled, and it moved. Oh, Boeing. Would you look at that 150 rejection? You call it to the long side and you're right. I call it to the downside and I'm right. Boeing went ahead and took profits on this one. Netflix on the other side, making new highs. We're up about $2 now on Netflix. Looking to get some more. Looking to sell at 303.78 if we can get it. On the calls that we have, they're up about 15%. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and sell some. I'm going to sell half here at, come on. Don't tell me I can't sell it. Oh, I was on the wrong thing. Got filled at 434. Excuse me, 430. Yeah, 460. My apologies. I read the wrong thing. 460s. I went ahead and sold half of my Netflix calls, and Netflix just continues moving to the upside. What a beauty.
Oh,
You like the
Jay.
excitement? You like the
No,
excitement?
Jay is just, he's hilarious. Today's on point.
Can you change the... Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, apparently beans and rice not helping Chipotle today. But beans and rice, our chat user, popping off here. Good stuff. And by the way, that pullback on Boeing, I mean, Mitch, that was exactly what you were looking for. It just happened $1 higher. Your target was 149. It did the exact reversal that you were looking for on that short, but it did it from 150.
I mean, SPY's still going up.
Yeah, it is, buddy.
So mad.
Like, that just doesn't make sense. And so I know I've already learned to my own trading that when things don't make sense, we don't fight that. We just stay on the sidelines. So that's what I'm doing.
Amen to that.
Kimberly just sold a call at 128%. That's a good morning, Kimberly.
What'd
Nice
you
job.
trade, Kimberly?
What did you trade? What did you sell that on?
Right?
Don't hold out.
Right? You know,
Or as the
slide
cool
4%
kids say,
over here, you know. I won't
Making
be
some
mad at you.
Lululemon money over here. This is great.
I'm in Coinbase. We're looking to go to the upside, baby. I'm in at 77.35. Stop loss at 76.72. Looking to take profits at 77.98. And Netflix continues to grind higher. Hasn't made new highs just yet.
Beans said, I'll be watching this rally into Q1. Well,
I'm gonna get a
guess
phone
what,
call. Be back.
Beans? I'll still be
might-
watching this rally till Q1, though, if it keeps going. I'll tell you one thing. I would much rather miss moves than just get crushed. So the way that I think is that you always got to worry about one thing first. That's capital preservation. Overall, even over gains. Preservation over gains.
Protecting your capital should be the #1 rule and the #1 goal every day you participate in the market. How's it going, Alyssa? Good morning.
That's how it is. You know, one of the things is everyone wants to play the hero, wants to be able to call the top and the bottom. But the truth is that missing some of the bottom will not hurt. Missing some of the top will not hurt. The key is you get the meat of the move. Right now, I'm getting no move, though. I'll tell you that much. I'm just on the sidelines. I'll tell you one thing, though. It definitely being on the sidelines and not being able to understand what was going on saved me when we got that pop towards 150, right? I mean, I would have lost a lot more if that pop would have happened, and I would have stayed in the stock. Now we're starting to come back down. We're below the entry. Now Bowen's crashing.
Well, it's crashing all the way back down to 147 where we identified it.
Look at it. And so this is how this market can be sometimes, and just shows you more and more how sometimes when things are illogical, you have to stay on the sidelines, wait for things to come back into play. Will the SPY actually turn around here? Will it keep going? I mean, it seems like it doesn't want to stop, but it's all the way back here to 386. This is literally the level that I gave in pre-market that I thought we could get to. I didn't think we'd get higher. So that's going to be impressive if we can get through this 386. There's a level to the left to look at. That's why I'm watching here. We'll just see if we can get through here. Another thing that's starting to help it, right, is that there's a 50-day moving average that we're running into now. Now you're going to hear everybody saying, oh, we're above the 50-day, though. That means we're bullish. Well, there you guys see it. You're going to start seeing that talk come out today, that narrative. So it's at 385.07. And look where we're at right now, 385.67.
BA losing altitude. I see what you did there, Zen Bullish. That's rather hilarious. Jay Rice saying, give Dennis Dick credit. He called this when the Qs were whacked and IWM was still green in the pre-market. We are reminded on a regular basis how bright Dennis is, believe me. And we give him all of the credit. I do anyway.
Thoughty by nature, I used to love swinging trading too, but now I have to day trade. I hear you on that one, Thoughty by nature.
I hear you on that one too.
Trust me, if we could be back into the swing trading environment, I would be taking multiple swing trades. There was a point in time like in 2020, 2021, where I was opening up to 9, 10 positions at a time, swing trading those positions. So right now, it just doesn't seem like it is that type of market, Thoughty, and I think we just need to be on the sideline waiting for that day because it will come back, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer than you expect.
Also, like the handle there, Thoughty by nature. My team name for my fantasy team is Najee by nature this year, although Najee Harris has not been good, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the O-line, man. It's not the running back. Sometimes it's the O-line. That's why Jonathan is not having a good year from the Colts.
Eric Rock, swinging oil stocks. All right.
Dude,
Oil at the highs here
Eric
today,
Rock,
too.
I got shaken out in those oil names on that recent downturn, and I missed a huge move. I'm still kicking myself. I got stopped out at 64.50s on this down move. Then Oxy went down there towards 58, and I was thinking, man, Warren's gonna come in here 57, 58, and he does. And next thing you know, boom, we're all the way back there to 72. Definitely missed out on that move. That's a decent ride up. That's a 20% move there in Oxy. That's the one I wanted to be in, of course, of Warren. You don't lose when you bet on Warren. And it seems like Warren is still winning. Man, I don't know
In
what
2020,
happened.
I was looking for stocks that lost 5% every day, throwing 3K into them if they looked good, and I made money on every trade that year. Yeah, that's the dartboard approach. When everything's going up, trading is a lot easier.
There you go, Eric. You got the gush. You gushing it, man. You gusher, you.
BA, yikes. Pull up Boeing there real quick.
I don't want to look at it anymore,
Zunaid, how are
guys. You
doing
guys just
with
want to
Boeing?
rub it in
Okay,
now?
I'll have Zunaid do it. No problem.
You guys just want to rub it in now?
No.
Damn!
Zunaid was short Boeing at
Yo, I
150.
sold for like 50 cents. Yo, what happened?
What happened was we identified those levels ahead of time, and the trade worked out great. That's what happened.
Oh my goodness.
I'll say it again.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Mitch
Holy
not having any of it.
smokes. Yo, some news had to come out. There's no way. By the way, Mike,
No, there's no news. The news was already there.
that's
It
just
was
terrible,
already
bro.
there.
That's
Yo,
just terrible.
our levels were spot on, folks. That's what
Oh,
happened.
man. Bowen.
I try to tell you.
Did you just throw something?
Forget you, Bowen. I'm out.
Did you? I think he threw
his
something.
headsets. You know what that means, Zunaid? We're gonna drink tea, pinkies up.
I mean, look, I'm gonna get my water here if you want. But look, I'm in Boeing again. Not Boeing. I'm in Coinbase. Sorry, I'm all over the
I
place
think
here.
Mitch is legit snapping. I think he's snapping in the background there. He's yelling. He's throwing stuff around.
I want to remove him just in case.
Yeah,
he
I was
says
gonna say
something.
we're just gonna pump the brakes on that for a minute here. We don't need anything else complicating today. Hopefully he comes back to end the stream though, because I got to get out of here pretty soon.
I can handle it. No worries. But a couple of things I'm annoyed with. Boeing should have taken profit. It's not Boeing. Good gracious, bro. Coinbase, I should have taken profits when I had them. Unfortunately, that turned into an L trade, and now I'm revenge trading here, looking to go long and see if I can go ahead and make that money back. So that's definitely not going to work out for me in terms of a trade, especially if this 5-minute candle closes below the line that I have of $77. Other side, you've got Netflix. That was up about $100. I didn't close the trade. It almost went ahead and went red on me, but right now it's working out. So we're still going to maintain our courage, for the lack of better terms, and see if we can go ahead and get that 303.78 fill to the upside and make our money of $153. Right now, we're currently down on Coinbase, but I do have those calls on Netflix as well that we went ahead and sold for 460s. They're up about 7% at the moment, but looks like Netflix needs to get it together. Welcome back, buddy.
Kimberly saying, so you don't give us the exact VTO on Epics if you decide where do I find it, because I'm having technical issues today. Not sure what you're asking for. What do you mean by VTO? We gave the trade plan prior to the market opened, and then we checked in on a number of times as it took some of those levels out.
I don't know what VTO means.
I don't either. I mean, voluntary time off is all I can come up with, but that doesn't make sense in this application.
Voluntary tender offer is all I can think of. Ooh, let's go ahead and take a look at Microsoft, shall we? Microsoft. Okay. Let's see what that was that I just saw. Where'd it go? There it is. It's not enough though. Should we waste money on this one? I think we can waste money on this one. I'm going to take... Let's see.
Big pull here in Epics. Pulled all the way back down to that 325 level. Actually, it went all the way back down to 316, but it's currently trading right around 328.
Man. All right, we're up about $100 once again on Netflix, but I want 153. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I want. As Coinbase is going to stop me out again probably here in about 30 cents.
All right, folks, I'm going to get rolling. I'm going to get rolling here for the day, get back to my regularly scheduled activities. Oh, you were saying BT, you meant to say BTO, buy to open price. So here, real quick, before I sign off here, let me show you. I'll give you what we had here this morning, Kimberly, and that'll give you an idea of what we were looking at. So first of all, my screen here is Epics. I'm going to rewind, if you will. When we started talking about Epics here this morning on the show, this was all of the data we had. The market wasn't open, so we didn't know what it was going to do. But one of the things that we did is we realized that Epics is gapping up here on a catalyst, right? So this is the news being combined with some very basic general charting. This is actually what makes Benzinga Pro so powerful. News here was related to a annual prostate cancer foundation. They're going to update. They're going to highlight updates from the results of their phase 1/2 study, or phase 1/2 study here. So we know we have a catalyst here. We know prostate cancer is going to move some of these stocks around in terms of headline words here, and we have now a range given to us in the pre-market. So the strategy here was very, very simple. It was mark where this stock is likely going to find support or resistance. I basically marked off 2 lines to start, the high at 227 in the pre-market, and then this low here, which actually corresponds to some of these lows. If you want, you can mark this one, but I actually felt that this one was a little bit stronger. It basically hugs this candle. So I guess both of them are pretty good. Now, the plan here was going to be, my plan here was hoping that this was going to come in a little bit. I didn't want to take it right out of the gate. I felt like that would be chasing, and I felt like this stock was going to be due for a pullback or some type of profit taking. That's not what actually happened. So when the market opened here, the first thing that we did was we actually took out the first 213 level that we marked here, which was the high of the pre-market candle. Once that happened, we actually pulled back to VWAP. And although we didn't quite get to the VWAP, we did pull back towards it and then take out 213 again. And then we confirmed this higher move as we took out 227. When we took out 227, there was a little bit of a battle, right? It broke above it, yanked beneath it, and then started to curl back beneath it, or curl back above it, excuse me. That is our trigger. You combine that here with the expanding volume. Whenever you see expanding volume in a play like this is exactly what I'm trying to play on a regular basis. This was our trigger. The fall of 213 and the confirmation of 227 with expanding volume gave us all we needed to know that this was a long side trade. Hopefully that's helpful. Now, I'm going to get back to my regularly scheduled programming, and we will be back here again tomorrow.
Well, you'll be back in a few hours for the webinar.
That's what I was just going to ask you to do, but you had a perfect pro segue. Really appreciate it. Stay green, stay safe out there, folks, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.
Appreciate you, Ryan. One more time, help us out. Make sure you go ahead and check out Ryan and Humble Trader later on today at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a lovely webinar, not just about Benzinga Pro, but more importantly, in my opinion, about how Humble Trader uses Benzinga Pro to be a profitable trader, and also how she trades herself, her favorite indicators, time frames, everything. And if you haven't, she's got over 900,000 YouTube subscribers. She's a very well-known and well-beloved trader. So very, very excited for this one. And real quick, looks like my SPY long went ahead and worked out. Netflix is kind of worrying me a little bit. I just want to go ahead and share what we always talk about, right? Previous resistance acting as support. So you can see here, resistance was on the previous close, came back down. Then we broke above, tested, went up, came back, tested, we're right back above as well. And you can see I went and bought at 385.03, And then I went ahead and sold right here less than a minute later at 385.44. So that was a quick little scalp there that I was able to make some money on. I am still long on Netflix here. You can see we're about almost $1 in the money. We were up about $2 in the money, but I am a greedy individual, so I didn't sell. And we are trading, what do you call it? Microsoft here as well. So we'll see if that trade works out for us. But that's all I've got. I will be back in backstage though when the webinar kicks off. Mitch, I appreciate you. Best of luck with whatever you've got going on there on Slack. I'm sure that's a lot of fun. But
Yeah,
I am
it's a blast.
out. And I'll see you guys in a few hours. Or if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
All right. Have a good one, my friend. And you guys saw me definitely confused, still scratching my head, like what the hell happened there on Boeing. But hey, that's just how it goes sometimes, right? You just don't know in this market. And it seems like we got ourselves a little bit of a rally that started to fade off now. It's still going, though. To me, it's just weird to see the SPY up like it is right now. But that just goes to show you that I think money managers are still taking their shots to the upside. And the reason why they're taking their shots to the upside is there's no Fed talking today, right? If the Fed was coming out today and being negative, bearish, well, there we probably could have got the takedown and that everyone was kind of looking at. But it seems like to me, if there's no Fed talk, there's no interest rate focus, there's no inflation focus, well, then even though we can still have bad earnings, we're going to get an uptake. Well, that just shows me that the money managers and bigger money is still positioning towards the upside right now versus the downside. A lot of times we were thinking that they were having money on the sidelines. It seems to me like they're still putting some money to work for this up move in the last 2 months of the year. A lot of this, I think, is they're trying to meet certain goals for the year, right? And so they're taking their shot. I do think that there was some bigger players coming into play, and that's why you saw those volume spikes on the SPY, even off the support, right? You didn't see it get bought up off the resistance. You saw it get bought off the support. And that's usually where the bears come in and take control. It was right around the 381.62s where we broke through it, recovered immediately, and then broke out. That shows me more and more that someone was positioning to the upside off of that support, and even added more as we started breaking the support and saw that big boom come into the market. So are we going to be able to know exactly why, some of these stocks are making a move up? No, we won't. And one thing I think we need to keep in mind is what is the price action showing us versus what is the price action actually doing. That shows us that we got to be careful right now, because even though we're having, our leadership just get destroyed right now, Microsoft still down 5.9, Google down 6%, Amazon 2.5, Google, regular Google down 6.79, Apple into the red. It just seems to me like the market just has more of a tendency right now, as long as the Fed is quiet, to get to the upside. So we'll see what happens tonight, right? We get some more earnings reports to start hitting the tape. Of course, you guys can find this calendar on our Twitter if you guys want to keep up with all the earnings stocks that are out there. And it looks like, of course, we got Alphabet and Microsoft to go through. We got some Boeing this morning, right? Now we get Ford and Meta. Meta really going to be the focus of tonight. I'm going to be watching to see what happens in Meta. And right now, Meta was down on the day, bouncing a little bit around right now. We did get a spike. And a lot of this has been also with Snap coming back, right? Snap has been having a good time. You're seeing Snap back there towards the $10. A lot of people making back some of this gap. I can't believe that Snap made its move back all the way in here. But hey, it did. It got all the way back towards the 10, and that's giving definitely Meta a little bit of a lift. We'll see what happens with their earnings tonight. What will they tell us about the advertising business? That's what we need to pay attention to on the Meta call. We'll see what happens there. Let's take a quick look at what sectors are doing well. Looks like healthcare continuing to lead. So definitely on yesterday, I had, of course, a really good guest on Stock Market Movers. And like always, guys, if you guys want to catch some expert opinions, that's where you guys want to be. You guys want to be checking out my later show to check out the expert opinions. Matt Orton, Raymond James Investment Management Chief Market Strategist, saying yesterday that his favorite sector was healthcare. And I think we could see a little bit why, especially on the daily chart. Look at the last little days that you're seeing in healthcare. Really starting to take off. So keep these on your radars. It's been having really good time right now. Looks like medical care having a big push today. Biotechs having a nice push. Medical devices, drug manufacturers really taking off lately. And you guys can see these really starting to get some push. Merck, new highs, right? New highs on Merck, just showing that a continued strength there in some of these healthcare names and drug manufacturers that are really getting some lift. Look at Eli Lilly continuing to push. Johnson & Johnson trying to get through some highs here on Monday, 172.08. Really watch that to create some support here around the 172 area. We'll see if that can really hold there and it can continue on the day. That's J&J. All right, squeeze the short, says Scotty and Mullen. Well, I wouldn't be touching Mullen at all, but that's up to you if you want to be into that. And definitely, it is getting volume. It is trying to push up there, but in my eyes, I think I'm staying on the sideline until I actually see some vehicles be made. But it looks like it's trying to get through the 54. Can't blame you for watching it. That I can't, right? DE up again, says Hertz. I've been looking at DE slowly but surely break out and no one paying attention to it, or at least looks like Hertz is. But a lot of people not paying attention to this move in heavy farm and heavy construction machinery. I wanted to see a volume spike, and that's why I drew this trend line, right? Where we're going to see the volume break into the direction, and now you got in that. Volume getting above the trend line. That's what I wanted to see. Now we're starting to see some continuation. CAT is also lagging behind that. I've talked about that plenty of times. I've actually talked about it since we were down here. Would DE catch up to CAT? Well, CAT catch up to DE. That's the way it is. But definitely right now, it looks like DE not looking bad. Caterpillar not looking bad. If I'd be looking at swing trades, these seem to make sense right now. But I'm not taking any swing trade in this environment. All right, Lily is rocketing. Yes, it is, Sal. Check AMZ 3M candles. AMZ, I don't know this one. Were you talking about Amazon or were you talking about AMZ? I think, Jan, you might have missed the ticker there. I saw Lucid on the street in Philly the other day. At least some of these crap EVs are actually in production. Yes, Lucid does have vehicles out. The only problem with Lucid, I think, is that it's so expensive, right? How many of these vehicles are really going to get bought up? But it is bouncing back, right? It's towards the 1437. We'll just continue going. I think it has room maybe towards 1550, but I'm still long-term bear on Lucid. You guys know how I've been. I've been bear since this pattern, and it looks like I haven't been too wrong yet. We'll see what happens there in Lucid. Amazon, yeah. I thought so, Jan. I thought you missed the ticker there, but it's okay. No worries. I'll take a quick look on Amazon. Looks like you are getting a little bit of a bounce today, is getting a move up. Of course, we need to keep watch to see what happens from their earnings report. But right now, Amazon pushing. I'm sure that the SPY is helping there. Look at that. Nice little breakthrough. Now you're back towards 386.58. Looks like the market just wants to hold on. It said, to hell with those crappy earnings stocks. We're going to stay up right now. Looks like we're holding on. All right. I'm going to go ahead and clean and get on out of here, guys. Like always, I'm going to go wrap up. I'll see you guys a little bit later at Stock Market Movers. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern. Definitely go ahead and check out Benzinga Live. That's going to be coming up next with, of course, AB. That's going to be starting at 11:30. Going to get you guys as close as possible to that show. And that should be starting up soon. So don't go anywhere, team. We'll keep going and taking a look. Of course, you guys can take a look at some of your biggest winners today. Let's take a look at some of our movers, see how we're doing on the day here. I can go ahead and pull up my Benzinga Pro to kind of show you guys the movers on the day. And we could take a look at what's leading, right? So these are going to be leading up or down moves, right? And I do apply a filter of 300 million and a $5 price cap there. But stocks like NBR, EDU is that Chinese stock that's getting some push. Man, it's a Chinese education play that's getting some lift. I don't know if I can trust any China play, but it is getting some lift. A favorite from Benzinga, Wingstop, getting some lift today. Looks like the stock jumped on solid Q3 earnings. Did not catch this earnings. There's so many earnings, guys. And if you guys want to keep up with all the earnings, of course, go to pro.benzinga.com. You can go to the calendar and you can really get through all the earnings. Right now, I've been kind of filtering on some of these before the market opened to help me out, get through some of these. but you can also use filters on importance. That's what I like, because there's a lot of stocks, right? If I included all the earnings stock, I mean, I'd be here all day going through earnings stocks. But that goes to show you, if you guys want to check out earnings, how they hit, or maybe catch them as soon as they hit, you definitely want to go ahead and check out Benzinga Pro. Let's go back towards the movers tab here that I have multiple setups here on the top. That's the way you want to have it set up. Let's go towards some other stocks. Rumble getting a nice lift today. BZ getting some lift today. I don't know who stole the Benzinga ticker, but it looks like we need to get that back. BZ, definitely need to get it. Enphase had earnings today. I talked about that on pre-market prep, and I'll definitely talk about that on stock market movers coming up after this. But it looks like we also got a lot of analyst ratings to come in on ENPH. Nice little move back there towards the 300. Looks like solar is having a good day there. Harley Davidson having a good day off their earnings. Keep that in watch. PDD, of course, bouncing back from the disaster that was Monday. And we'll take a look at some other ones. Fate Therapeutics, that's an ARC name, right? And definitely know that Fate Therapeutics name. So it looks like ARC probably getting a little bit of a lift today. Keep that in mind, right? If some of these are getting some lift, you could see some other ones get some push. Like Beam is one of the stocks that is in ARKK. Look how that's up today. That's looking good there. CRISPR, right? CRISPR is one of the real favorite, is really getting a push today. Look at that push today in CRISPR. Not a bad move there. Definitely a Kathy favorite there and getting some push. Did see some other names here. Let me take a look here. What else is standing out to me? It looks like some of these are smaller names. There's CRISPR showing up. It's up 9%. Not a bad move there. But keep on watch. We'll see what happens with also looks like Riot having a good time, right? We talked about Riot a little bit earlier today. Checking out the Bitcoin stocks, right? That's continuing. It's up at 8.6%. These are moving with the Bitcoin names, and we'll see if this can continue pushing on the day. Even Peloton getting some lift. That shows me more and more how this is maybe just a rally that doesn't really have legs, right? When we see the kind of the beaten down names, the names that don't even have good cash flow getting some lift, that shows me more and more that we're still getting some of these names that are jumping that probably aren't going to be holding on for the long run. Jenkins Solar going up today. JKS, the Chinese solar name. Keep this one on watch. We'll see what happens. It does have earnings on Friday, the 28th, before the market open. We'll see how this kind of performs. All right, catching up with the chat. What else is going on there? Looks like Jason's talking about a couple of plays. Win. All right. Win is, of course, has a lot of Macau exposure. So you need to see things change, of course, in China for that to kind of go into play. But we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at the Win chart here. SPY continuing to make push there. So let's take a look at the casinos, right? Resorts and casinos. That's what you're talking about here. So let's go ahead and let's pull up here. Resorts and casinos, we can take a look how some of these are performing, and also take a look at the RSI, which ones are lagging, which ones are leading. So that's what I do a lot of the times. I'll look at the RSI and look to see what is taking a lead here. And so you can see here, BYD getting some nice push here. Boyd Gaming Corp. Don't know this one that much, but the daily chart has actually held on. This one actually looks interesting for me longer term. It looks like it's hanging in there. Looks like we've actually created some true support down here below towards 52. Looks like it's coming back. Doesn't look like a bad one to keep on mind. BYD, Boyd Gaming. Caesars Group getting a little bit of a bounce today. We'll see if that can start coming back. Playa Hotels and Resorts. We'll see what happens there. MGM, Bally's Corporation. We'll see Penn National. Will this ever change? I've gotten to the point where I don't believe in Penn National game coming back right now. They're gonna have to show me. I'm in the camp there. They need to show me it before we really get that lift. One thing to note though, big volume day right here that you're trying to get by. So I will circle that day as a significant day. Big volume spike. That's something that you want to be looking at. Wynn Resorts is just hanging on by a thread right now. And the big part of this is that it needs Macau. If China is going to keep playing this COVID close down game, Wynn Resorts is going to keep losing out right now. But when that changes, of course, I'd expect a kind of spike. But right now in China, I even saw Wuhan was locking down today. And so it just seems like that zero COVID policy in China is definitely holding back these names. All right, I'm going to get out of here, team. Like always, keep battling, trying to improve your skills. I'll see you a little bit later on Stock Market Movers. Stay right here on Benzinga. AB coming up next on Benzinga Live. And then, of course, I'll be on at Stock Market Movers. And, of course, having some great guests like always. Today, our guests are going to include, we got Josh Saylor, partner and co-founder at Blue Zone Wealth Advisors. Blue Zone Wealth Advisors, definitely a good one to follow on. And then we also are going to have Jason Brown, stock market coach and options trader. So come and check out Stock Market Movers later today as I get to expert opinion and, of course, cover all the headlines that are moving those stocks out there. I'll see you next time. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. And like always, let us know what you want to see more or less of right here on Benzinga. That's what we're here for. See you next time, team.
Check